Regular season has ended. We finally know who's playing who. Sort of. We finally know who's playing who 3 through 6, East and West. Number 1 in Heat and and Suns. Wait. That doesn't make sense. Number 1 Heat and Suns, East and West. Number 2 Celtics and Grizzlies. We'll have to wait the results of the play-in tournament. But let's get into it and then preview Tuesday's play-in game. Number 3, Bucks versus Bulls. I mean, this could not be the better situation for the Bucks. At best, gentlemen sweep, just a delicious matchup. The Bulls have... I'm going to do this whole thing like how the Bulls can win. Don't even listen to it. Because it's just not even relevant to you. Honestly, if you have time, if you have like a short amount of time to listen to this podcast, just don't listen to that part. The easiest money that you can make is a sweep at plus 300. 4-0, that's a betting angle. Plus 300, 3-1 for the Bulls to be swept. The Bulls have no ability to defend Giannis. And if they triple team Giannis, now Brook Lopez is back, and he will eat them in the post, eat him in the corner threes. It's going to be a nightmare for the Bulls. Patrick Williams, not good enough. And honestly, Vucevic, we already know. Vucevic is going to be absolutely burnt barbecue chicken. Drew and DeMar are going to be a very fun matchup, but do not think DeRozan's going to be able to go off for 40 a game against playoff Drew Holiday. Middleton on Levine, Connaughton on Caruso. It is going to be absolutely disgusting. I think it's going to be a blowout. The Bulls could have competed, I think, against Boston without Time Lord, because he's the real interior threat that sort of makes things difficult for a team as bad in the paint as the Bulls are. But this is a quick death. This is literally grab you behind you and slit your throat. Like, that's it. I would be surprised, very surprised if the Bulls got one game. How do the Bucks win? Just give the ball to Giannis a million times. Let him go to the rim. Let him go to the line. Just give it to the ball. Give it every time, every single time. And then let Giannis pass out of the double or triple team. There's no answer. No answer. Here's how I think the Bulls can win. They only stand a chance if DeRozan and Levine literally become gods. They both need 40 a night. Alex Caruso needs 20 a night. We need Kobe White to be on an absolute heat check off the bench. We need Patrick Williams to be like Charles Oakley. We need Vooch to be in the locker room. We need... I don't know, fam. It's not going to be easy. Let's just say it. Bucks and 4. And I hate to say it because, I've been an absolute hater of the Bucks, but this is going to be light work. All right, number 4, 76ers versus the 5 Raptors. Yes, thank the Lord. As Charlie Brown would say, Christ the Lord is born. This is it for me, folks. This is it. My favorite matchup of the Eastern Conference first round. I love it just so much. This is a situation where you have an entire team of men that are long, like 6'7", with like 7 feet wingspans, where they could literally just build a crazy wall, and they're just... and then they could all slash to the rim. Pascal, Gary Trent, Scotty Barnes, all of them. And I wonder who's going to stop them. How? Because the number 1 perimeter defender isn't vaccinated. So most of half of those games, 3 out of the 7 of those games, he's not going to be able to play. He's not going to be able to travel with the team at all. How? Like Danny Green? I've seen a lot of footage of Danny Green getting cooked by Scotty Barnes. Korkmaz? I mean, he's going to be backpedaling and falling on his feet. It's bad. Nang? Tobias? It's not a good matchup for the Sixers. This might be the single worst matchup for the Sixers that they could possibly have. Even Boston with Time Lord, I think, is probably a better matchup because they don't have to worry about Matisse Thybulle not being able to play games. This is nightmare fuel. The Raptors, let's go into it. The Raptors have the 7th best defensive rating of the season, and that was including a time where they were 20th. So they're top 5 in the last half of the year defensively. They're number 2 in the NBA in steals. Bad news. Raptors have the 6th best defensive efficiency on the road this year. They've played 72 road games last year, half in Tampa Bay. So they know what's up. They're very comfortable playing in other people's stadiums. They're very comfortable being booed at home. And then a lot of games this year at home, they had no fans. They are built for this. The Raptors, 3-1 against the Sixers this year. Philly's only win was when Scotty Barnes, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, and Precious Achiuwa didn't play. And it was a 5-point game. So here's how the Raptors win this game. Number one, we've said this before. Disrupt Joel Embiid emotionally. Get in his head. Make him play with his mind out of it. Make him play like turn him into like Danny from Iron Fist, where he literally all he does is react from his emotions, right? Like Nick Nurse knows how to do that. You needle him. You say mean things to him. Hey, we made you cry last time. Remember that Kawhi shot? You just literally just get into his dome piece. You find out a way to make him frustrated early. And then it'll just be a gift that keeps on giving through the course of that series. Make James Harden be athletic. Make James Harden be MVP James Harden. We'll see. We'll see if you can do it. Make Tobias Harris and Nang and Danny Green and Korkmaz all shoot threes. They're not going to be able to do it. Who's stepping up? Who are you going to get at 27 from Nang on a night-to-night basis? No, you are not. Raptors, like I've said, bad matchup. Here's how the Sixers win. You're going to need to steal a game in Toronto. Somehow. Embiid's going to need to score 60. He's going to need to do it on his own. Tobias can't dribble the ball at all. He has to shoot every single catch-and-shoot shot he gets. Like, do not step in. Like, when you get the ball in the corner of the three-point line, do not take 2 dribbles and shoot a mid-range that you will ultimately miss off the back of the rim. Like, do not do that. Like, Danny Green is going to need to be vintage Toronto Danny Green. Korkmaz needs to be 2020 Korkmaz, not 2022 Korkmaz. I don't know if it's possible. They need a backup center and they need another 3-point shooter like Seth Curry and Andre Drummond. Like, honestly, I think this team is better against Toronto if they didn't trade Ben Simmons and he was still on the roster and he still had Seth and Andre. Like, I really, really do. Prediction, 4-2 Raptors, which would be a massive, massive upset. All right, number 3, Western Conference we go. Warriors versus Nuggets. Man, this is a bad situation for the Warriors. You know it's bad when a team tanks to play you. The Nuggets lost on purpose to the Lakers so that they could play the Warriors. They booted a game so they could play the Warriors. They are not afraid of you. They are itching to play you. These Warriors are 1-3 against Denver this year. Draymond did not play in any of those games. That is meaningful. But also, Steph probably won't play in game 1 or 2 in Golden State. So if you drop 1 or 2 games against Denver without Steph, which presumably it would be very difficult for them to win without Steph Curry, who is their main scorer, who is their main creator, he's the hub of the wheel. So obviously, it's going to be tough. Even if he plays, he's going to be coming in cold, game 3. Denver is a sleeper team. I don't know how Draymond guards Jokic. It's going to be a tough matchup for him. Andre Iguodala is going to need to be vintage MVP of the finals. I don't know how that happens. Jordan Poole is going to need to be beginning of the season Jordan Poole. And Clay's going to need to be game 5, game 6 Clay. all 7 games. We're going to need to see just miraculous. Gary Payton, the second, we're going to need to see him come out and ball. Regardless, this is going to be a hell of a series. Here's how the Warriors win more so. Stifling defense. Be who you were the first 20 games. Great 2-man game with Steph and Dre whenever you get Steph back. Clay has to be himself. Everything needs to be team game. Nuggets win by copying the Memphis Grizzlies. Whenever you see Steph come back, blitz him. Make him play on that ankle, that hobble ankle. Make him pass out of that blitz and force Andrew Wiggins to be playoff Andrew Wiggins, which we know who he is. It is a bad matchup. 7-game series. I think the Nuggets can win, but I can't really give a prediction because I have no idea what's happening with Steph. Mavericks versus the Jazz. 4 versus 5. Luka. Calf strain. How serious is it? I don't actually know. He is a robot, so I feel like he will be back. It's a seriously different series if he's not. If he's healthy, if this is just a minor tweak, it's night-night sleep mask for the Jazz. Like, this is just, I say it once, I'll say it again. If I say it once, I'll say it a million times. The Jazz are frauds. Like, they are. This is headed for an explosion. It's a teardown and a rebirth because Donovan's gone. Donovan doesn't even want to pass to Rudy Gobert ever. Like, Donovan doesn't like it in Utah because there's too many racist white people. I mean, Dwayne Wade's not going to cover that up. Like, Dwayne Wade ownership and Danny Ainge isn't going to change a damn thing. Like, the fans are the fans, the city is the city. He wants to go back to New York. They are not built for a 7-game series against the Mavericks. The Mavericks now have Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson, who they already had. Both those guys are averaging like 17 points. Luka's averaging 30. I mean, you've got multiple guys at different positions who can mess you up. Dwight Powell is legit. It's a gauntlet. It's not good. And on top of that, like I said, Donovan Mitchell, great player. He can disappear for stretches, go ice cold. Mike Conley, never know when he's going to even be healthy or if he's going to be productive. Rudy Gobert, great defender, but this team on the perimeter can't defend a goddamn person, so it's going to be very difficult for them to stop Reggie Bullock on the 3. Like, they've got a bunch of guys who can knock down shots in the perimeter, and I don't know how they're going to stop it. This is just a bad matchup for the Jazz. And for the Mavs, they're a dangerous team. If Luka stays healthy, I think that they could go maybe another round or 2. I don't think they're I don't know. It's hard to say. They've won 75% of their games for 3 straight months. They play 10 players a game. I don't know how they beat Memphis, but I don't know. Here's how the Jazz can win, which they will not win. Luka doesn't play. Spider goes off. That's it. Bogdanovich shoots like 7 for 9 from 3. I don't know. I don't know. Mike Conley shoots 10 threes. Rudy Gobert gets the ball because Donovan Mitchell's not in. I don't know. I honestly don't think it's possible. Prediction, Mavs win in 5. Play-in game real quick. Nets versus the Cavs. The Cavs are extremely hobbled. Evan Mobley was hurt late. Cleveland's 1-4 in Mobley's absence. They're 3-7 in their last 10, 8-16 since February 12th. Jared Allen's hurt. Evan Mobley's hurt. Obviously, Rubio's out for the year. Colin Sexton's out for the year. Darius Garland has been in and out of the lineup. Kevin Love is the best thing that they have right now. Like, that is saying a lot. He's like 6th man of the year. I think he had 35 in their last game. Like, it's just one of those things. Only one could wonder who this team would be if everyone was healthy. Right. They're probably going to lose this play-in game by 10 in Brooklyn. Nice story. Hope they get everybody healthy back. Obviously, Rubio's gone now. But, my lord, this is not going to be an easy game at all. I give it to the Nets. Nets end up playing Boston, and oh boy, will that be fun. Timberwolves versus Clippers. That game is tomorrow, Tuesday. Timberwolves versus Clippers, Pat Bev revenge game. Except for no Pat Bev, because Pat Bev was ejected and suspended for a game in a meaningless game against Chicago for doing what? Pat Bev things. So, I don't know. Clips are finally healthy, sort of. Paul George and Norm Powell will play. All their guys who have been bench players have been playing legit starter minutes for the entire year because Paul George, Kawhi, and Norm Powell have been out. So that's interesting. Minnesota is more athletic, younger, deeper, but do not count LA out. In fact, I kind of give the edge to LA because of Ty Lue and his ability to coach through adversity. Chris Finch, no shade to him at all. But this is a very young team that's never been there before. Outside of D'Angelo Russell, they've never been to the playoffs. And I guess Pat Beverly, but he's not playing. Prediction, Clippers take the 7 seed only to get bounced from the Grizz in the first round unless Kawhi somehow comes back. That is all the time that we have for the Heat Check. We will be back. I thought there was more previews to come, but we will be back Wednesday to give you those previews. We will preview number 1 and number 2 series seeds. No, we will preview the 2 and 7s and give you the play-ins on Wednesday. Follow the Heat Check to find and prepare you more for the playoffs. We also have, I believe, a special interview coming this week on some draft stuff. So do not forget to tune into that, lock in for that. Do not forget to download, subscribe, tell your friends. Follow us at Heat Check and Trysta Krick on TikTok.